What you saw was the person on top in an MMA-style straddle position, correct?
Correct.
That was further described, was it not, as being ground and pound?
Correct.
Right? What is ground and pound, as you
That's
define
usually
it?
what takes place in that type of position.
Sure. So MMA, to the extent that you're aware of it, and MMA is mixed martial arts?
Correct.
You knew it enough to start giving terminology like ground and pound to what you saw, right?
It was the first thing that came to my mind, yes.
That the person on top was ground and pounding the person on the bottom?
That's what it looked like, yes.
So, explain what ground and pound is in your mind.
The person on top being able to punch the person on the bottom, but the person on the bottom also has a chance to get out or punch the person on top. It's back and forth.
Sure. And which is the dominant position?
It would be the top position.
Because why?
For most people, that would be the dominant position.
Because you're on top of the other person, right?
Usually that's a positive, I would think.
The person who you now know to be Trayvon Martin was on top, correct?
Correct.
And he was the one who was raining blows down on the person on the bottom, George Zimmerman, right?
That's what it looked like.
Okay.
Correct.
Now, and I said a moment ago you were literal because you couldn't actually see fist hit face, right?
No.
Because it was blocked by what?
I didn't say it was blocked. I said it was dark out.
Okay. And you were looking at Trayvon Martin's back, right? Wasn't that what was towards you?
Incorrect.
Then
On
tell
the
me what it
sidewalk, they're side to me because they're laying on the sidewalk, which would be going lateral to my
Oh,
house.
that's right. When they
parallel.
by the time they got up to the sidewalk, they had sort of moved into a position where it was a little bit more. You can see what would have been George's left side or right side.
It would have been his right arm.
Okay, his right arm was towards you, and then Trayvon Martin's left side would have been a bit more towards you, right?
Correct.
And then that's when you saw him striking down?
That's when it looked like, yes, arm movement going downward. Correct.
How many times do you think, if you had
I
to
have
guess?
no idea. As soon as I saw the movement going downward, that's when I turned around and went back inside.
That's when you knew it was very serious?
Yes. It looked like it was getting serious, and it wasn't just someone playing around.
When was the first time that you heard the person on the bottom scream for help?
When I initially went outside, didn't see a second person, then I could see a second person, and it sounded like it was coming from the person on the bottom because usually when someone's on top, the person on the bottom is the one screaming or yelling. And that was when I heard that, but I didn't hear anything after that.
Okay. And balancing, you're trying to be literal and just tell us exactly what you remember observing and using your common sense. Do you think that it was the person on the bottom who was screaming for help?
I mean, rationally thinking, I would think so.
Okay. Matter of fact, I think you said in response to Mr. Delarounda's question, had it been Trayvon Martin screaming for help, since his back was to you, it would have had to be going, the yell would be going away from you, and I think you said it would have to bounce off the wall before you heard
I mean, I think it would sound different.
Okay.
That's why in my head I thought it was coming from the person on the bottom.
And the sound that you heard was sounding like a person screaming from 15 or 17 feet away, almost directly at you, right?
It sounded like it was coming towards me, correct.
Okay.